In this video, I'm going to show you how to magnetize or modularize your Rhino or Razorback. This will give you access to both vehicles and all their weapons. First, we're going to work on the main hull, and for this you'll need a knife, snippers, and some plastic glue. Now, you'll want to follow the instructions and build up most of the main hull. Where you'll want to stop is where the deployable rear doors come in. Depending on how you're using or displaying your model, you may or may not want to make this rear door swingable. If you do want to make it swing open and shut, you'll want to leave the pivots unglued. Glue the rest of the hull together on both sides, and at the end you should be able to swing the door open and shut at will. After you're done with the rear door, there are a few other pieces that you can glue permanently in place. For instance, this front plate, and also the doors on the left and on the right. Now again, depending on how much this is a display model, you may want to paint the inside of the Rhino as well. If that's the case, you'll want to leave the entire top portion off so you have full access to the cabin within. You can also choose whatever accessories you want on your Rhino or Razorback. I basically put almost all of it on. I left this top detachable so that I can paint the inside cabin. After I'm done painting, the top can be permanently attached. Your Razorback kit should have come with the top doors for the Rhino. Now, in order to make this a Rhino, it's pretty simple. Put both doors together and dry fit them like this. What you want to do is leave the periphery unglued, but glue the center. Place some plastic glue right in the middle, and you'll want to do this on the top as well as the bottom to get the best bond. But be careful that it doesn't overflow into the sides, or it will permanently attach to the top. Once it's dry, you can just take the door off like this. Now for the Razorback variant, you will have this pintle mount which you will attach onto this top right here with the big hole in it. You can make it free to rotate, or in my case, I just decided to glue this in place. If you want to do that, just go ahead and place some plastic glue right around the seams right here and it should bond permanently in place. I am going to magnetize the main gun, so I'm going to snip off these two pegs right here on the left and on the right. Then I removed the material a little bit to make it smoother using a modeling knife, and this is just to help the super glue adhere to it better later on. Next is one of my favorite techniques. I use these very thin pieces of steel which I cut out of dollar store baking pans, which I will show a video of on the upper right hand corner. And then I use sheet metal shears and I cut off a small piece that I am going to attach to the pintle mount. For this, I use super glue, not plastic glue, and then I apply it onto one side of the pintle mount and then guide the small piece of metal onto it. You only need to do this on one side, so whichever side you choose, make sure that you grab the bolter or the last gun for that side. And then from there, you're going to attach a 1x4mm magnet onto that area of the gun right here. And before you do, you'll want to remove some material here, again to make it nice and flat, so that you're able to apply super glue and attach the magnet to it. I magnetized this for the heavy bolters as well as the last cannons. For me, I magnetized the left hand side, so as you can see, both left hand pieces have magnets on them. Next, go ahead and plastic glue both sides of the heavy bolters together like this, and do the same for the last cannons as well. Now this shroud on the top, I'm going to magnetize this. In this middle here, I'm going to put 2x4mm magnets, which are a little bit thicker, and I'll show you why in a little bit. Apply super glue to this area, and apply a magnet to it. This is a deeper pocket, which is why I used the thicker magnet. Now I grab the small piece of dollar store baking tray steel, and I flatten it a little bit with a plier if it's not flat, and then I super glue it onto the middle of the gun right here. I do this for both the heavy bolter and the last cannons. Now let's try them out. I go ahead and thread the little ammunition belt through the two holes, and then it should magnetize in place just like this, and you can switch it out and switch it to last cannons like this. Onward to the front hatches. Now these are a little bit trickier. This piece right here, you want to snip off the nibs on both sides. Next, cut off a small metal sheet from the dollar store baking tray and then flatten it if you have to. Cut material off this little pintle mount, again just to make sure that it's flat and able to accept super glue. Put glue on this surface and then apply the dollar store metal sheet onto it. This piece is for the Hunter Seeker missile. I go ahead and remove some material so that it's ready for super glue. I apply super glue onto this area where the hole is, and then I put a 1x4mm magnet in this location. Like before, this is just on one side, and it allows the Hunter Seeker missile to attach onto the pintle mount like this. And then it's removable, and this pintle mount, you're able to put it upright, put a Hunter Seeker missile on it, or take the Hunter Seeker missile off and then put it upside down to make it a blocked hatch. At this point, all the magnetizing and modularizing is done. You can depict two closed hatches by putting the Hunter Seeker missile mount upside down and then a closed hatch on top. That hatch can be swapped out with the one with the storm bolter. And to make this a Rhino, just put the closed hatch on the top. To make this a Razorback, you're able to switch one of the top hatches into a Hunter Seeker missile or a storm bolter, and then put the Razorback top onto it, and then you can swap out your main guns between las cannon and heavy bolters. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope to see you in the next hobbying video.